You give me mercy, you give me peace, you give me shelter, give me relief. Now I feel weightless, I feel so free, because you rescued me.
I think creation has always been like one of my favorite parts about music, but I also love the connection part, being able to meet new people, and me being able to do that wouldn't have been possible if my parents didn't decide to sacrifice certain things so that I could choose to do what I want to do in life. Hi, my name is Ysabelle Cuevas. I'm a singer, a songwriter, a YouTube content creator, and a pediatric nurse. I've posted about 150 YouTube videos. Some are originals, some are English translations of K-pop covers, some are Tagalog covers, some are English translations of Tagalog covers, and some are vlogs. I kind of live a double life, and I spend half of my life working as a part-time pediatric nurse, and the other half I get to go back to the Philippines a couple times a year to perform there. So I was born and raised in Lucena, Quezon Province. Singing and music is a very big part of the culture. There's a video of me at 2 years old, just like singing. And my favorite part about my childhood was growing up, my cousins would play guitar and sing, and older cousins taught me how to play the guitar. And then my parents got me my first guitar when I was 14, and we would all just play music with the family in the living room. I had already known that I was going to move to the US since I was in 2nd grade, so I was practicing my English ever since then. And my mom was a nurse in the Philippines. There just wasn't a lot of growth in that area, and it just wasn't enough to provide for the family anymore. So we were 5 years into waiting for our visa for the US. And so my mom didn't really have a choice but to find better opportunities or better employment. So she had to go to the Middle East a couple months after my youngest brother was born. And loss, like that, not knowing when you'll be able to see this person again, is hard to definitely process. Our faith is the glue that kept us going in the years that my parents were struggling with being separated from each other. As there's so much love that sustains us even in those times. And I just remember when she would come home every year, save up a little bit of her money so that she can go on vacation for at least a month in the Philippines. My little brothers were pretty young, so there wasn't any other way to send her home videos of my siblings other than YouTube. So I made my YouTube channel so that my mom could see my little brothers growing up, and I would send her home videos. And I don't know if it was Mother's Day or if it was her birthday, but I like recorded this video and I was like, this is for you and I. And then I sent it to her, and then she was like, you should start doing more songs. I love hearing you sing. Please send me more videos. So I kind of started doing it weekly or monthly. That was kind of just like how we stayed connected. On her second vacation, after her second year, we got our visas. When we got to the US, I remember we had the master's bedroom for all 7 of us. One room, and it was probably like this big, as big as my living room for all 7 of us. I am so grateful that we had family to support us, and we had everybody just stepping up to be like, what do you need? So when I got here, I like tried really hard to fit in, you know? It was really hard to make friends being already well into your teenage years. Everybody was already friends with everybody there. Halfway through college, my parents bought me a microphone, and I just started just playing guitar and recording myself. And then my sister would share my videos on Facebook, and one of the videos got picked up and it had like 10 million views on Facebook. Stuff was starting to like take off, and labels from the Philippines were trying to sign me. My parents were very supportive of it. They wanted me to finish like college first, and nursing was like the only thing I saw as something I could do as a profession. I really like seeing the dynamics of families in the pediatric population, I think. So I finished college, and then I worked a year as a nurse. So I was working 6 12-hour shifts like every 2 weeks. So I would schedule my 6 shifts back to back to back, and then I would be off for like 8 days, and I would go to the Philippines and I would do radio tours and I would record music, and then I would come back, and the next day I would go through my next 6 shifts. It was a very stressful year. I didn't expect to ever go back to the Philippines with the Tabernacle Choir, much less like perform at the biggest arena in the Philippines. I remember growing up in the Philippines and seeing so many other people perform in that arena. And now, a couple years later, being able to stand on that stage and sing myself is a very surreal experience. Staying authentic to who I am as an artist is a flow. I used to get really anxious and self-critical growing up. Like, I've missed out on so many experiences that could have been happier or joyful, and come out of it more like I could have done this better. If I practiced a little bit more, I could have done this right. It's so debilitating when you're the person in front of you trying to like hinder you from getting to that next thing. That hindered a lot of growth for me because of how stuck I was in talking to myself like I wasn't good enough. Having a background in cover music has made it really hard to find who I am as an artist, but kind of starting from scratch when I started writing my own music, I started writing about my own experiences and creating music that feels like me. My parents live in California and I live in Utah. My siblings and I moved out about 2 years ago. I have 2 younger siblings in high school, and it's usually pretty chaotic in the morning, so we're just gonna give them a quick call. Hi, Nay. Okay, what's the plan today? Saan tayo?
We're going to work. I'm already wearing scrubs.
Oh, nice.
Half of my scrubs are on.
So, I mean, you talk about like struggling to raise like a growing family, but I mean, growing up, I don't remember struggling. It was so much easier to like thrive. It's because of how enabling you both were.
I think it's because we didn't mind, we didn't mind poverty.
Yeah.
There are times that that it was a struggle more than any other day. We had that storm, remember that? And we lived in a little attachment to a bigger house. Mm-hmm. At the very peak of that storm, the roof just got pulled out of the roof. So, and Leon, the baby was only like a few days old. So we had to have a string thrown out to that house so that it get tied to both houses. And then we had to...
What?
To hang on to that rope with the baby in my arms. But it was scary. It was a scary experience, but it is what it is. We just got to do what we got to do, is to make you guys safe.
Yeah. What was share your like favorite stories from like a family history perspective, like of your grandparents or your family growing up?
My grandma, at that time, she was always like sick when I was growing up, but she would still have funny stories about her childhood. So she said that they have this one favorite spot next to a river that they it's kind of like their secret place too. Like when they are on errands, they would hang out there and just eat guavas. And and she would talk about her sister as the prettier one.
Yeah.
And she's
so interesting because me and Tenten do that.
yeah. And she lived through the Japanese occupation, but went through it still with that sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
She makes funny comments like, because even if they see me, they're not gonna take me. They're gonna take my sister, but they're probably not gonna take me. But she's beautiful, she's very funny, definitely. She's a very good sense of humor.
Wait, tatanungin ko daw si tatay. Tatay, come closer to the camera, father. Come here.
How about you, tatay?
Oh.
Lola at lola.
Lola at lola ko kay nanay side, hindi ko na nakita. Kasi isang taon pa lang ako, namatay na si lola.
Oh, early pa pala.
Si lolo ko naman, tsaka si lola, sa tatay. Tatay. Yung panahon ng hapon din, yung mga hapon kasi akala nila yung anong tawag dun sa makapili yung sa
yung mga like traders.
Yeah.
Filipinos who would mask themselves. They have a sack on their head with just the eyes open, and they would point, like rebels. They will.
Yeah.
Rebels. Yeah.
Pero si lolo lagi niya dala yung kanyang violin. Para hindi siya mahalata, lagi niyang dala yung kanyang violin. Tapos haharangan siya ng Japanese soldier. Stop. Kala nila props lang yung violin niya. Sabi niya, marunong ka pa talagang tumugtog. Magaling siyang mag-play ng violin.
Wow.
Mga Japanese ng violin. Kasi nagsasaya ako ng Japanese.
Wow. Pero ano talaga siya?
Magaling siyang mag-play ng violin.
Was he really a rebel though?
Yeah.
Was he really a rebel? Oh, he was?
You know that.
What? That's crazy.
Ang violin. Kaya pinapali siya. Ano siya ng mga message galing sa bayan. Tapos dadali nga dun sa...
He would like deliver messages from the city? Oh.
Sa bayan. Tapos dadali nga sa bundok. Kasi andun yung mga...
The first time I heard this year's RootsTech theme song, I was going to a songwriting session that day, and it was like taking me back to a memory of my parents, taking me back to where they had been and what they went through and what they sacrificed so that I can be who I am. I think my favorite part about music is being able to connect with people. First, it feels really good to be heard, to have a shared experience with other people. I see my music become this whole different thing when it reaches them. I'm so excited for today because we get to create the Ysabelle version of this year's RootsTech theme song, Who I Am. So you saw me record my music at home, but sometimes I get to record at other people's studios, so I'd like to take you backstage with me.
This face staring back in the mirror, but there was a time when the vision was clearer. No tumbleweed tossed in the wind as it crossed, but an anchor set firm, safe and sound. Then I set off in search for what I could discover, the person I am or the voice of another. The diamonds and gold lost the promise they told, 'cause the truth shining clear in my soul. So I'll give back the weight of the world, and I'll take back the place I call home, where nothing can break me, no storm overtake me, my feet planted deep in the ground. Oh, I'll pull back away from the clouds as I push laman ng bawat kwento ay kayamanang di na maitatago. Katotohanan ay di mapagkaila, nataglay kahit na noon pa. Isusuko ang bigat ng mundo, babawiin ang tahanan kong to. Walang sisira sa akin kahit bagyo o hangin. Sa lupa ako'y kahit tatag o lilisan. Mula sa ulap pagdududa'y di mahahanap hanggat mayroong liwanag. Sa linaw ng umaga, nandito ako kung saan. Paulit-ulit mamaligaw, hanap ang sinag ng araw. Muling babalik sa pinagmulan at tahanan. So I'll give back the weight of the world, and I'll take back the place I call home, where nothing can break me, no storm overtake me. My feet planted deep in the ground. Oh, I'll pull back away from the clouds as I push back this doubt in my mind. Find the light to wake me, let no one mistake me. I'm here in the place where I found who I am.
I like to believe that everything I need to become is already here. Home has never really been about the physical place for me. It's always been the people I'm with. It's here with my brother and sister, is in California with my mom and dad, and then it's in the Philippines.